is just checking in to see whether there is going to be an all-in or something like that, but that's optimism.
Yeah.
To say the least.
I'm not feeling it right now, to be honest. The most exciting part was when Kingen went down and got into the jungle.
Actually managed to push Lucid away from this. And by the looks of things, Lucid not going to be able to offer anything as far as deterrence. So Cuz going to be able to grab both the, the Void buffs and this Hextech Drake to start.
Yeah, put as much of a shove into a turret as he can, then runs around trying to do things. Lucid might try to make a play here mid. Bulldog still has flash.
Yep, rocks it down. There's the flash kick, and Bulldog is really dead, guys. Beautiful first blood goes to D+, and Lucid's first play looking pretty good. They are still going to be able to grab the last remaining bubs, so that does mean that we will see Quantum Freaks with the Void Might assistance on their shove. That's if they're able to actually get towards these turrets.
Yeah.
Because and Cuz might be able to return the favor here towards his top side. Cullen going to be utilized, but let's check this out and see whether Kingen can survive. Teleport going to be used from Showmaker to try and get himself in here to help out. And he does make it towards the top lane. Dawning Shadow.
First, that's not the big spike, but it is a small one.
As Lucid is going to look to come over. Blast Cone gets himself out of there. Not going to be kicking anyone just yet. I was thinking that maybe that would be a play, but there weren't anyone around. There wasn't anyone around, if I was going to say it correctly. His chain is going to connect onto Bull. Showmaker almost gets it. Wow! That pickoff was incredible from Andil. And there goes Kellen. But now, Cuz looking to pop off into that backline. He picks up the kill on the Lucian. Aiming can't do anything, and Quandong Freaks just demolished D+.
Yeah, the Dragon is secured as well. And this composition is so good.
Quandong Freaks now realizing the most important member down a summoner, as Lucid does end up going in, but then he gets dove on, makes his way out, but now it's Dudu's turn. Dawning Shadow helps out, and Cuz locks down the kill, and now he's the Lee Sin. It's a double, make it a triple as Dudu picks up that kill. 6-1 is the scoreline, and Quandong Freaks are demolishing them.
And D+ are in big trouble now. I mean, this is a turret going down in mid. With all those Void Grubs, they can just demolish it so quickly here. And man, oh man, are Quandong Freaks playing extremely fights that D+ aren't starting off on their footing. They're not in control of any of these objectives. I mean, now Herald goes over. They just have the whole rift. I mean, the Senna is walking up to enter.
Yeah, and now Showmaker is looking for Bull. He mimics over, and Bull's taking a lot of damage. He will get snared. Dawning Shadow comes in. Lucid trying to get the fight happening onto Andil here as Showmaker finishes the job. There's the kick for the mini stun into the wall, and now Andil, not a lot of places to go. Flash out from Lucid as Showmaker connects the chains, but Cuz is there with the stun. D+ in the area. Control Ward does go into the pit. And Showmaker finds Bulldog. The chains are going to land, and those rocks do absolutely nothing. Over the wall he goes, and there's the kill from Lucid. I love this. The hit squad of D+ trying to pull themselves back.
Will cost them this inner turret in mid. Finally goes down.
Still working 100% for Quandong Freaks. And I think even if some things have potentially gone wrong macro-wise, they have still got so many of these objectives. This is going to be the first one for D+. And Cuz looks for the steal, doesn't manage to get it. Fire kick is decent to try and push away this Viego. They're able to keep them at arm's length. Nicely played there from
Dudu out of the top lane a little bit there, but he doesn't really mind. They're getting a dragon for free.
Yeah.
D+ just aren't even here. It's a one-team show right now. I mean, there's nowhere for them to make a play. It's actually insane how little this comp can do against Quandong Freaks' lead.
Well, now, Andil and Bull, potentially out of position as all good flash from Bull avoids Lucid's kick. And Andil looking to try and turn it. Depth charge comes in. Lucid's the target here as he has to get himself out of there. Nice redemption from Kellen to keep them healthy, but the rest of Quandong Freaks are still coming. Weaver's Wall comes in and Showmaker presses double.
Of you to assume he'll have enough time to get the money to buy an item like that at his fourth at this point in the game. I don't know.
Well, Hook is going to connect onto the Udyr, who runs away and continues running. Dudu on the flank angle, though. His shield is going to be broken. Kingen still going to get hooked back. The ulti from Kellen trying to save him. No one's died really just yet as Showmaker looks for Cuz. Burning ticked down. And now Lucid able to get himself out of there. The Culling doing so much work, and D+ just sort of out-sustaining in this fight. The chains not going to be able to find their mark. Quandong Freaks, I mean, they just take so much damage because, unfortunately, not as tanky as the rest. And now Showmaker is looking to corral
This is, you know, a little bit of a forced fight here for Guangdong Freaks. I think they didn't absolutely need to rush Dudu in like that. Now some of that gold coming up here for D+. They will be able to get the Dragon for free as well. And at a critical juncture, that's a ton of money here to D+.
Well, Cuz is looking to try and kill Kingen, who is, I think, dead, guys. Yep, not going to go anywhere at all. Does have a big old shield. It's going to take some time, but he is still dead. Dudu collects it. And now D+, gold lead not going anywhere here for Guangdong Freaks despite losing that Drake. Oh, there's a flash kick onto Bulldog. Seismic shove going to move him a little bit, but otherwise not too much. Somehow it's Emilio that gets the kill. Gonna have to get detectives onto that.
Rise miraculously, but he doesn't have flash now, so watch Andil. He is constantly fishing. He is always looking here. And now they're going to just cut him out.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall coming on in here. Seismic shove throws Kingen over. He is tanking for a really long time, and in fact, he's able to walk it off. Sometimes he just walk it off, I don't know. Kellen, not quite so lucky, and now the Drake should be secured. Mountain Soul for this team that already looked borderline unkillable.
And Andil is just never going to take damage as Kingen wants to find his way out here with Lucid.
Should be able to outsmite a Viego. And that's why Guangdong Freaks, they're looking for a turn. They want to make sure that this is a guaranteed Baron. And Showmaker able to distort his way out. Dudu keeping him in position. And the Baron, all the while, is going lower and lower. Now Dudu with the World Ender is going to try and stop them. And they're not going to be able to get over here. This Baron is going to Guangdong Freaks. It's a beautiful Baron play as well. And yeah, you might sacrifice a GA, but maybe they could still win the team fight. It's Kingen in that front line trying to tank it up. But the Emilio once again explodes. They take down the Aatrox, but at what cost, ladies and gentlemen? Cuz still taking damage. His aiming is somewhat free hitting, but the resets are going to come through. Cuz able to get himself over towards the Dawning Shadow as the double kill comes forward, and Showmaker, he's not going to be able to do anything. Cuz and him swap positions. The flash comes through. Cuz almost manages to get it as there's the flash in. The ace comes down, and Guangdong Freaks will take game one.
Revenger Bulldog getting bullied by him in lane. He's the one to get the final blow there. Guangdong Freaks with a massive win here. Great Baron take. Andil and Dudu just hold the door 2v5. They burn it down, win the subsequent play, and take out the Nexus. What a win. One of the cleaner games we've seen from Guangdong. Sure, there were some hesitations in the mid to late game, but a great draft. And it's one of the old classic pairings with Milio because, as you say, you can basically shoot from a screen away when the W is on you. Does a ton of damage, but also relatively, Cuz is going to make his way through mid to get that top scuttle.
Yeah, seeing where the Showmaker wants to head over. It catches him out of the air. Not able to quite get the stun, though, and does get the flash. Great seismic shove placement there from Bulldog, using the very last of his mana in order to get it. Cuz comes on over. That was really nice.
That was like catching a fly with chopsticks. Okay. Test here by Cuz. See if he can steal.
Yep. Lucid's going to be able to take one of them. Seismic Shove, not going to really find the mark there. Showmaker moving on in. I don't know whether Cuz can really do too much about this. Arcane Assault gets Lucid in there. Cuz going to eat some Honey Fruit, not really taking too much damage, and they're not going to give this one away. Showmaker just throwing up the dumb one 2020.
Honey Fruit coming in here as well. It's just so hard to actually stop the Bulldog is backing to just grab a dragon, so Showmaker put enough pressure on there. Bulldog backs, it doesn't have teleport, and this is just a free dragon. So finally D+, I don't know what they said in the coaching booth there, but talking about controlling early objectives they did not do in game one. They're turning that on its head this time, securing all of the grubs and now the dragon. So big departure from what we saw last time around. Ult and just teleported back to lane. Now this aggression is not over, however. Lucid did not commit his ultimate.
Yeah, living artillery coming down here as Lucid now looking for Bull. They know the flash is available. Permafrost comes down though. Immediately the cleanse comes in, but that is the first kill for this Kog'Maw. Also gets a plate on the way out as Bulldog trying to do the same in the mid lane, but D+, a much better early game this time around as they go even on grubs.
Yeah, from Bulldog, and they really want this dragon, and this is exactly the type of aggression you need to do to make this composition get value before it times out. So, you know, I was just saying moments before this, they really need to make a play happen on Dragon. They need to be aggressive. They need to be proactive, and they certainly were. And Bulldog grabs a second plate on this Talia. I mean, it's small margins. You know, will be Bulldog, but eventually goes down there with Cannon Wave, so nothing too big. As Herald.
Oh, Lucid. Ah, dear. He's very young, so driving may not necessarily be his forte. And then Shelly is in fact just not going to charge.
Hit by those long-range shots either. Now, this next fight...
Okay, well, that's just a dead Dudu. Didn't have flash, didn't have any way out, and Cuz also now in trouble. Look at the damage from aiming. Living Artillery flying over. The tidal wave is going to get Cuz out of there, and now Bull looking to try and get even more aggressive. Keeper's Verdict comes down, gets rid of the Cogmore, and that is all the damage now. Missing, Kellen has to flash. And sorry, the Cogmore stay to provide that extra front line as well, but Weaver's Wall, like you were talking about, that is going to be the important thing. Can break off a lot of these targets. Aiming, no flash, no way to get over this wall whatsoever. Living Artillery means that he doesn't really need to worry about it too much, but the Infernal Chains come in. King and tanking up a lot is now Lucid, wanting to try and get this 50-50. Can he actually take it away? The answer's no, Cuz just too cool. Able to take this Smite fight his way.
Health bar is low here. I like this D+ just trying to force something.
All right, there is the fadeaway jump shot from Lucid. Looks for Andil. He gets blown away. And now Dudu getting into that front line. Lucid will go down a 1-for-1. But not exactly the main characters being taken away on either side. D+ get themselves back towards...
So that last fight, I feel like, you know, Kwangdong Freaks is... I may have to hold my thought on this. Might have a dive.
Yeah, Bull taking a fair bit of damage here as in comes Cuz. Seismic shove on that 2 from Bulldog! And that gets rid of Showmaker. Kingen now running for his life. Thankfully he doesn't have a dash, doesn't need to worry about it, and can run pretty quickly. But my goodness, that was the play they were looking for from Bulldog.
Absolutely.
The gold now. That might be extended though, because we can see Dudu for a little bit of a back, and aiming is going to be able to stop it. Living Artillery, of course, pretty frustrating there. As aiming takes up 2 turret shots.
He might die.
And then, yeah, he's going to get flashed on.
Yikes!
That's
and they get Baron!
And a Baron.
Atlas, it might be happening. The upset might be happening, Atlas. Warning.
It certainly might, but with how D+ are playing today, is it an upset? I don't know. I looked at the Korean Preds. They knew it was a 50-50 on their side, and this Baron is going down extraordinarily low. Lucid, can you be the hero as Glacial Prison does get in there? He gets over the wall. It's pretty low, but there's the verdict. And the verdict is that the Baron does go to Cuz.
What a decisive call from Kwangdong. Huge.
The map is getting smaller and smaller for these guys as Lucid wants to be able to get himself out of there, or does he? Seismic shove comes through once again. Showmaker's over the wall. He can't shoot anyone though. And now Lucid just going to get charged. They do a fair bit of damage. There's a flash over Lucid. Still alive, but Bull able to get him with a double tap, and aiming has to flash as well. Another seismic shove from Bulldog.
Look at Bull's face.
Man.
Look at his face as well. He knows it, man. This is such good, clean team play from
Kwangdong Freaks, because this one, I'm seeing they found the checklist, right? Like, they are suffocating them out. They are keeping up the pressure. And Cuz is looking for another Keeper's Verdict. Seismic Shove is going to allow them to get Lucid out of there. Might buy them a window. And they only need a window in order to take down these turrets.
I mean, no Dragon for 3 minutes, no Baron for 2. Give you room to breathe. If aiming actually gets caught a little bit better over that Weaver's Wall, he goes down. Speaking of going down.
Yeah, Dudu is going to have to press his ultimate button. Kingan's going to come on over as well. They have a fair bit of CC in this area, and Dudu will be taken out. So there is a little pick for D+.
Yeah, Dudu's playing a little bit.
Potential soul on the side of Kwangdong Freaks.
If Kingan is here, they have an easy time defending this turret. He's not.
Well, Bulldog is going to get hit by a few buttons, because so tanky. There is no chance he's going down anytime soon, and some bounty gold now picked up, so that's a little bit more. Bull now looking for Showmaker, who just rocket jumps away. Extra movement speed, of course, Nami helping out there as Showmaker gets himself a bit of a massage. Oh God, he almost dies.
If he
does find the shove here onto Lucid, and he throws out the ultimate. They're looking for Cuz, but he's not the target that they want. Bull able to stand up and say, get away from my Poppy. That is going to be something that D+ listen to. You see Showmaker just wanting to get these autos off, but the way Bull's weaving is actually so good. And now Kingan possibly going to get evicted from the area, but no, it's just going to be a free soul.
I mean, that's Hextech Soul. That's Hextech Soul. You can't just let that go over. But they were just completely zoned by Bull. Nothing else, and they got nothing else. And he just pushes them away. They control the choke point, and then Cuz just spins around and doesn't commit ult. Now he can use it to defend Baron.
Yeah, and now they have to face check, and Kingan has to try and run away. The seismic shove doesn't find him there, and these 80 carries just can't do anything. There's the knock up from Cuz. And Kwangdong Freaks, 3 in a row, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think it's going to stop there. This team looks so incredibly good. Showmaker is going to be taken down, and now Dudu, he can just go further forward. They can look for even more, and it is obliteration here at the hands of the Kwangdong Freaks. And I think that the best pickup in the offseason has to be Cuz, man. He's so good, and the way that he's already meshed with this team is extraordinary. At 2-0. It was not even on my bingo card, even though it was on other people's.
It was a 2-0 and to a certain extent make that happen. For example, Doiv sets up a solar flare to come through, and then you follow up with a Zenith Blade, and then this target is just locked down for a really long time while Karis is just free firing on them. Cassante gets
Beryl's farming just fine, yet to go back. Does have teleport, much like we often see in this lane. And we should be able to just reach relative equality when it comes to the mid game in this one. And I think that's what... Oh, Karis just pressed rocket jump, but Perfect is looking for a kill onto Morgan, and he'll get it, and gets away. No worries!
just out of turret aggro range. Observers couldn't keep up with all the aggression.
Sided violence.
I mean, Rumble is just so good in this matchup if he can play it well, and he certainly is, as Doiv is in trouble.
Doiv is going to have to twist an advance, does manage to push Pyosik away. That is a decent ulti, but it's not going to be enough depth. Dawns the Shadow, and that is going to be it.
I mean,
that doesn't make any sense.
Like, Beryl is getting
like,
just barely on his way out. Casual walk away and collect plate money.
He was so close to having some Void Mites there as well.
And unfortunately for Doiv, the way that Pyosik utilized his ultimate there allows him to just get on top of that poor Maokai. The ultimate from Deft secures the kill, so Deft picks up money.
To deliver.
Yeah.
To work.
I mean, this is the kind of walk up and say the objective belongs to me type of situation that we were talking about. Now, Rumble isn't here. Doesn't have teleport, of course, just going to go topside, but they know there's no commitment here. Morgan doesn't have TP, they know that. And so it's really easy to just have package for
Rift Herald. They might be able to get it. The investment of 4 people in this area.
So, I mean, this is definitely securable. I mean,
There's an equalizer from a level 11 Rumble.
Yeah, this is a bit of a potential problem. He's not going to commit.
Okay, we're not.
Not with
to him.
I mean, BDD is just packaging the enemy soul laner because that's how much control they have. This could be an opportunity.
Yeah, Carrot's actually coming over. As Solar Flare comes down, Pyosik will mitigate that one as Dawning Shadow flies in, and here's the teleport. It's perfect, it's a scary one, but Beryl is just 1v2 at the moment. Effort will fall down as now BDD is going to make his way in. And MB down to about 100 health, and Beryl's able to flash his way out. Morgan, he can't catch up to him. Oh, the flash, that was a good one. As BDD will just demand control, and yeah, don't be anywhere near this Drake. Not this one. BDD has package. He has, oh my god, the big ones are just so big, but the Corki is going to be wiped out immediately. But at what cost, ladies and gentlemen? That is the question. The Equalizer had already done so much work. Effort's burning. But he is not going to survive, I don't think. Pyosik presses the R button and he is taken down. Pyosik wants even more, but there is a Drake to be considered here, KT. A 2-for-1, probably the best news here for Bro.
Yeah.
They will lose out on the Drake, and that's soul point for KT.
I mean, you can see some of the inherent risks in this type of composition for KT. Like, the Corki is going to get blown up if it's ever caught. It shouldn't be, but if it is, it doesn't last very long. You can see even in that last here, but there's no follow-up.
They were really lucky BDD didn't have a chance to press the package button, as BDD is going to take a kill onto Effort there as well. Get some revenge after the last team fight that he didn't really like too much. He had already lost a little bit of health to some rockets, but this is incidental damage. Yeah. Desire, had not actually participated at all and was below half health.
Yeah, nope. And that turret is gone.
Yep.
They kept it alive for one more wave, and then now it's gone. And now they're looking for Inner because they have range, they have poke. In spades, they're going to force a teleport here, but what can Morgan do? He's going to show up to watch it burn, and Envy's now half health.
Perfect now. Getting towards Bro. Desperation Baron, but it is getting taken down very, very quickly. Pyosik in the area. There's an equalizer. Oh my god, the burn. But Doiv is able to lock it down, and now he flashes away. It's highway robbery.
Can they get out, though, is the question.
Well, Pyosik is chasing after Doiv, but the Bramble Smash is there. Envy likely to die. That is a Dawning Shadow and a rocket to the back of the head.
I mean,
but they get out with 4 Barons. So there was no contest there at all. They're like, well, we got Baron, so they at least cannot take that for the next little while. And so the Drake is going to be claimed. That is a 3 Infernal Soul as BDD making his way towards this top side. We're going to have a look at a bit of a speed. It's a really tough game here. As effort will get snared. There's a hook, but it's interrupted. Solar Flare is decent there as well as Bro will pile in. The Dawning Shadow's decent as Pyosik will be taken down first, but Doiv just explodes. The hook is going to land in KT. They say we're trading 2 for 1 until we take your Nexus.
Is perfect for 1 and 4 this game isn't actually the main character, which normally at 30 minutes the Corki is actually doing a lot. He's still doing a lot, but they're dying to Equalizer.
Well, Effort is diving as, all right, Perfect is going to go down to half health here. Featherstorm does come through as Envy. He can pull those back. Buster Shot going to be used here as Deft. Oh, Envy almost able to get a kill, but Perfect just dash cannons him to death.
And now it's going to push to end as BD is bringing the package to the enemy Nexus. He's completing the delivery. Corkis usually don't do that, but this time he's going from one side to the other.
Yep, making sure that he follows through, gets it all the way to its destination. Look at this poke damage. It is absurd. Package delivered. There's the hook, but the Zenith Blade was there. Still, they're going to be able to take down everyone underneath this turret. The Dawning Shadow comes in. Def doesn't care about turret shots. They have lost an entire minion wave, so they'll need to wait for that one. But it's only Karis and Envy that are left up and available to defend these Nexus turrets.
The Might's getting some little chip damage in for you as well as bye-bye.
It's so silly. He has got almost... Oh, okay. Yep. BDD is big time online. There's the flash forward from Pyosik. The hook's going to connect, and the Xayah is chain CC. No Featherstorm, no chance, and the Nexus will go down. KT an utter shellacking over Bro here, and it's all thanks to the rookie in the top lane. There is the Aphelios.
They went Aphelios into Vi.
Yes, they did. But they have a Devour.
True. They have one of those. It is going to be a scary time for Envy on the Rift. But it will still complete the backs.
One thing that I can say, though, Wolf, is that it's the first time that we've seen a Maokai with a 10 CS advantage over an Aphelios.
Yes.
In this, because often, even in like a Senna the sub for BDD back then, in about 2020, I believe.
Yeah. 21, I think.
21?
Yeah.
It was when Gen G were very, very good in spring.
Yeah. I think it was 2020 armor. So he's just very big, very early, and still maintains that 20 CS lead. Already back, putting pressure on the teleport. And Pyosik's here with level 6. And, I mean, Envy, you're in trouble. You're in danger.
Oh, dear. Well, Pyosik is flashing on top of him still. Envy is going to be able to do a fair bit. Flashes to get himself out of the way here, but it is not going to do anything. And now, there's a catfish out of water, Wolf, down there on that bottom side. As they do have Doiv coming on over, and that might be the best way to deal with it. Beryl going to use that twisted advance, but Pyosik is focused on
ult.
Taking the Gromp, and Beryl is just going to be given up for dead. He's going to wander around a little bit first, though, and it might just be Envy that's able to get the kill, and Beryl doesn't want that to happen, so he's going to give it over to Doiv. That was an odd series of events there.
Well, I think I'll help you out, but it's not going to happen.
Meanwhile, Doiv is doid. He doid in the jungle.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
That was pretty funny.
Oh, you could just like control it like Mordekaiser's old.
Yeah.
Or Tibbers, which still exists, would have been more relevant.
Controlling it, you know, moving it around like a block clone.
Or Daisy. Oh my god. Okay, Doiv will find a target here as Pyosik has to get out. Volt Breaker going to be used. Perfect boops and scoots, but he's not going to be able to save Pyosik this time around, and he had no flash as he'd used it earlier. And Bro, finding something in the enemy
to get there, as this could be bad for Perfect.
Yeah, the Apprehend going to be used as Perfect. He's going to have to run the flash forward from Morgan as they're both ghosting. And Perfect is going to be able to ghost a little bit better as he's going to dab and go home.
That plate goal is not going over.
No, and man, Beryl is just being annoying as there's a Volt Breaker on effort. He's going to have to flash. Abyssal Dive and not going to escape that. Cease and desist.
Clean from Pyosik to hold that one, as Karas has maintained a CS parity with his lane opponent, and BDD has been getting some flips off, but at least he's going to be relevant when we get to this later part of the game, as relevant as Azir can be on this patch. Maybe you're able to get a pick there. Fortunately, no Azir nearby. It was a little tough, but he just kind of missed it, unfortunately, as Karas is not going to get any plate gold down here, but will do a significant amount of damage to this turret with effort shadowing him here.
So he's going to have to back off. And speaking of backing off, BDD, very conservative play here.
And now, though, Karas is going to have to rely on the Sun Disc.
Well, there is the Nature's Grasp, and the Sun Disc does come down, but he's not even in range of it. And Emperor's Divide pushes a couple of members underneath. Pyosik happy to tank that one up. Nice little pick here, as now Envy having to deal with Perfect. His Gravitum has already been used, and there is the flash away and effort turning up. That will deter Perfect for the moment, as Morgan, a lot of damage to him with the Infernum. Envy, even though he's very far behind, still does need to be respected somewhat at least, as Shelly pops up, looking to see whether she can get some work done. Morgan on the flank angle, just dealing with soccer balls, just coming from everywhere, as now they're going to use such an interesting engage tactic. Doive having to get himself out of there, as now Effort does devour Morgan, but is he going to be able to keep himself alive? Karis looks for the backline, finds the air, and Beryl is just going to scoot on past because Twisted Advance avoid all of the CC.
BDD with a good flash there too. He says, I am Azir. You cannot impersonate me. You think I miss those flashes? You think I don't flash those ults? I flash those. Hextech Soul, the first of Soul Point here really for KT here, but there's just no ability to contest, and now as Bro this far behind, you can't contest for the Soul. And if they got that engage to work, if they were able to get a pick there, you know, Morgan didn't build Stridebreaker because its item's not in a great place right now, but it also means that Darius doesn't really have that much of a functionality in this game, as he went Trinity Force, and he may be dead.
Yeah, Perfect Pyosik just gonna walk at Morgan. Let's see what Morgan can actually do here outside of just dying. And he's just gonna die, unfortunately. Just too much for him to deal with. The cool lance now completed. Sundered Sky will mean that Pyosik is a legit fighting force in this game as well.
It's just so hard to kill him. And when your fellow is sitting on one item, Barrel?
Yeah, he has found himself a Tahm Kench and will interrupt his voyage, and that's going to be the end of that, as now Karis gets in there, finds two with the ultimate, but Beryl, Twisted Advance once again. Envy tries to pick one up, but BDD gets the heal, and he will survive. And now Vault Breaker onto Envy, all of the buttons being pressed, and the Aphelios is still sad. KT now thinking about a big purple worm and maybe an early trip home.
I think that might be where we're headed, Atlas. I mean, there's just no hope here. Even the plays that look proactive in the have picked wouldn't have been the answer necessarily, is we're doing it again.
Yeah, Morgan is, I mean, Pyosik could have just soloed in there. Deft and BDD turned up as a cheer squad, I'm pretty sure, as BDD managed to throw down some rocks.
Because of, unfortunately, how poorly the early game went for Morgan is...
Perfect thought about running away and then decided, hang on a second, maybe I can just kill them all.
What's
Emperor's Divide looked like it did nothing, but as it turns out, Perfect can't kill them all. There were too many there, saplings especially, so he will be doing a fair bit of damage. As now, yeah, Perfect just able to run away this time, and I think that that is the correct choice. As Bro looking to start off this dragon, Hex Gate, and Perfect's going to try it again.
There's no call. I mean, they're like, do we hit dragon? Do we get out? I don't know.
Well, some rocks do go down. Beryl's going in, as he loves to do. And there is the separation. Doive has to flash to get himself out of there, as the Nature's Grasp comes down as well, and Bro are just getting handled right now. These shurikens are starting to hurt, though. The Apprehend is kind of massive. Emperor's Divide doing some work, and they take down Beryl. The dragon is taken by the Udyr, and it is a catastrophe now. Bro they didn't have the stats, they didn't have the items, and Pyosik may not have the life. Here could be the revenge. The answer is no, actually. Pyosik just a little bit too far ahead, and BDD, he's taken down.
It's on top of the backline there, as he tried to do in that last fight.
Oh dear. Pyosik has found Effort, and Effort is going to get interrupted and destroyed. Trying to go for an Abyssal Dive there was a fool's errand, as of course Pyosik can just use his R button. And so now the defense for these carries on the side of Bro is not going to be there. With Hextech Soul, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Emperor's Divide to push them away. That does keep Bro alive for the moment, but their inhibitor is still going to be going down. And look at this. I mean, Deft is already doing so much damage here.
So big. It's unreal. He's got Leandri's, and you were just not getting in here. He doesn't have ult, but doesn't matter.
Steal, question mark? As Perfect, he's just looking for Envy. He's going to dive all the way in there. Apprehend going to be utilized, but it doesn't really do too much, as now BDD has created a little pocket for himself. And Morgan in that backline looks for Deft, but Deft is able to take care of it. Takes down two that were facing off towards him, and Envy not going to stand here for much longer. Triple kill for Pyosik, and that is going to be the last one. BDD with the alpaca thumbs up as they walk towards the Nexus. And KT, I mean, they used to be the meme. Clean 2-0, nothing to see here. That was often said sarcastically, but this was a pretty clean 2-0 here today.
Yeah, one of the more one-sided series we've seen, unfortunately, this season. just completely outclassing the side of Bro. And new jungler coming in. You know, it didn't really work out. Still early days. Don't want to judge too harshly. It's KT bouncing back in a big way. We said they need a 2-0 here, and they got